I feel mad still that my brother, first of all, that's
September 7, 1996. Las Vegas. Tupac Shakur cruises the neon-lit strip in a sleek black BMW, music blaring, adrenaline still high after the Tyson fight. Crowds gather, cameras flash. Then, gunfire. A brutal ambush at a red light. Chaos erupts. 6 days later.
Records that I heard were like all one-sided. But I'm an actor and I was a poet, so I felt like if my story is to be believable, I have to tell the multifaceted.
Headlines mourn a fallen icon. But what if that headline was a carefully scripted ending, an illusion? What if, buried beneath the noise of press briefings and hospital reports, a very different story was taking shape, one that would only begin to surface almost 30 years later? Fast forward to July 2023. In the quiet suburb of Henderson, Nevada, before dawn breaks, tactical agents descend on the home of Dwayne "Kef D" Davis. Armored vehicles blockade the cul-de-sac. Inside the house, bullets, hard drives, and one peculiar find, a worn copy of Vibe magazine with Shakur's face frozen in time, and Davis's memoir Compton Street Legend on open display. This wasn't a routine sweep of a former gang affiliate. This was something far more calculated. The message from the FBI was clear: Shakur's death was no longer being chalked up to street vengeance. It was being re-examined as a conspiracy, and that raid? It was only the beginning. Within days, hundreds of pages of grand jury transcripts quietly surfaced. Buried in the legalese was a single thread that unraveled everything. A witness account, describing a man, injured but conscious, boarding a private jet to Barbados just hours after the shooting. His build. His voice. His energy. All unmistakably Tupac. If true, it suggested the vigil outside the Las Vegas hospital.
He said, hey, I just want to be alive. That's real for you.
That's so real. I made a metamorphosis. I'm a new person today. Because I used to strongly and honestly, I feel like I could represent my generation so much because I honestly did not care whether I lived or died.
And the 6 days of national mourning was nothing more than an elaborate misdirection. A theatrical finale designed to cement a myth. Suddenly, the long-dismissed claims of Michael Nice, a self-proclaimed British operative, didn't sound so outlandish. In 2018, Nice claimed he and the Black Panthers orchestrated Shakur's escape, with Fidel Castro himself greenlighting safe haven in Cuba. A body double was used. The Panthers protected him. But just as Nice promised to reveal evidence, he vanished under mysterious circumstances. Another ghost in a case already overflowing with them. There's a haunting symmetry here. Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, once stood defiant in a New York courtroom, representing herself in the Panther 21 trial while carrying her son in the womb. She beat the charges, gave birth weeks later, and raised a child who would straddle the line between poet and provocateur. If Michael Nice was telling the truth, was history simply repeating itself? The Panthers shielding their most high-profile son once more. Another Shakur slipping into exile to escape a system hell-bent on erasing him, but why? Why would anyone want him gone? The answer points back to one man, Kef D. In his own interviews, both on video and in print, Kef D described the night of the shooting as payback, a retaliation for the beating his nephew, Orlando Anderson, took at the MGM Grand just hours before. That altercation. Something colder than a...
dead. Yes, I agree. I do agree that he was probably terrified for his life. So if that is the case, it's also quite feasible that he put up money to get Pac.
Rivalry between record labels. Deeper than hot tempers on a neon-lit Vegas corner. What happened that night in 1996 wasn't just another chapter in hip-hop's history of violence. It was a blueprint for how power protects itself, how money buries bodies, and how uncomfortable truths are neatly folded into the footnotes of history. The world was told Tupac Shakur died. The myth was born. But almost 30 years later, we're still watching that myth mutate, because the stakes never stopped climbing. Summer 2023. As the FBI wrapped its early morning siege of Dwayne Kef D. Davis's suburban Nevada home, another set of doors was being splintered open, this time, at the sprawling mansions of Sean Diddy Combs. The headlines roared: human trafficking probe, secret parties, hush payments. Allegations straight out of a Hollywood noir. Behind the grainy press photos of agents hauling out boxes were evidence bags loaded with hard drives, personal journals, and luxury watches. And beneath it all, one detail many missed: the timing. Two men. Two coordinated.
Own platform. He said this on your platform that he put up $1 million to get Pac here.
Yeah, correct. He was around Puffy, and Puffy